Good morning. My name's Rick McCutcheon. I'm Dean of the Faculty of Arts at Thompson Rivers University. This is the Dean's Corner, and it's an opportunity for me to share just a few thoughts. You know, in the next few weeks, I have an appointment to go and get my glasses checked. I've been noticing as I get older that I've got to keep the glasses rather updated, so every 2 or 3 years off I go and they take my eyes and look at them and think about them, and then they decide what they're going to do with them. And inevitably it seems like what they do is they give me new glasses, and what they're really doing is they're giving me new lenses. And every time I get new lenses, I see the world just a little bit differently. I was thinking about that in terms of the recent events around Wet'suwet'en. And I was thinking about how in the Faculty of Arts, what we are doing is we are trying to provide different lenses to look at the world, different lenses to look at the things going on about us. And when I think about the Wet'suwet'en events in this last week, I've thought about how the Faculty of Arts provides a lot of really cool lenses. I was thinking, for example, of my colleagues in geography and how they know that land inside out, and how they would have a particular lens that they would look through to think about that land and the Wet'suwet'en. I was thinking about my political studies colleagues and how they would look at this through particular lenses, and they would come to different places on the questions that have come forward, both to the Canadian government, to the BC government, and to the Wet'suwet'en. I was thinking about my English colleagues, and I thought, would those colleagues have anything to say about this? And I thought, oh yeah, they'd actually have a lot, because you know what they study is narrative. And of course, what we are seeing unfold right now in Canada is a narrative. Even protests that we see are a form of storytelling and narrative. So there'd be a lot to say about that. You know, I could honestly go through every department that we have in the Faculty of Arts, and we would be able to see the Wet'suwet'en events through different lenses. And that's my desire. As a dean, I want a citizenship that is deeply informed, able to look at the questions, and to eventually come to a very clear and carefully thought through understanding of anything that's happening. I know that one lens that I use, for example, on the Wet'suwet'en is this one here. This is the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. And I was trying to think through the questions for myself. At this point in my life, 60, I'm looking at what is happening in the country. I'm looking at the various needs that are felt. I'm looking at the Indigenous population. And I'm thinking to myself, what is a lens that I use to look at that? And the one that most recently has made so much sense to me is to look at the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, often called UNDRIP. The British Columbia government, just in the last year, has said they wish to implement this particular document, and 148 countries across the globe have all said that they agree with this document. And so I have been studying it to see how this is a lens for understanding the Wet'suwet'en. And I think that Article 8, Article 10, Article 37, many of them would be interesting to look through as a lens as we think about this particular event. I hope I've given you something to think about, and I hope I have helped you to see that the Faculty of Arts is a really interesting place. We are one of the few places where all of our departments, we study people, and we study people's relationship to the land. And I think that that's why it's a really exciting place to study, and I hope that you will come and study with us. I appreciate your time very much, and I appreciate very much that you are willing to be here to be a part of this experience in the Faculty of Arts. I look forward to talking to you again very soon. Take care now.